Welcome to the Chasing Meet Cutes podcast. I am your host, Nicole.
And I'm your host, Trisha. Today, we are going to be talking about the on-screen romance of Virgin River Netflix original series.
Yes. To give you a quick summary of this show, if you haven't seen it, which if you have not, you
what
must.
Are you doing?
You must.
Where have you been?
So quick summary is Virgin River is a cozy small town drama that follows Mel Monroe, a nurse practitioner who moves to the charming and drama-filled Virgin River to start fresh. What she thought would be a quiet escape turns into a whirlwind of romance, secrets, and neighborly nosiness. Between the dreamy bartender Jack, a cranky but lovable doctor, and plenty of unexpected twists, there's never a dull moment. It's like a Hallmark movie with a bit more spice, set against a stunning mountain view.
Wow, that's a great summary. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I thought explaining it as a Hallmark movie with a little bit more spice was like
Spot
the perfect
on.
description, because that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's like such a feel-good show.
It really is. It's like, for the most part, appropriate and nothing too mature for
Audiences.
Yeah. So anyways, today we're going to work through several different, not quite every single on-screen romance, because it's a romance show, so there's a ton of it. But we're going to go through all the main couples, and we'll just break down our thoughts. Like we said before, these are our unsolicited opinions. And so we're going to go through just like what we like about the couples, what we don't like. Do they have chemistry? Are they toxic? All the things. So let's start with the A1 couple.
Yes, the
Mel
A1 couple.
And Jack. Mel and Jack. There's so much. There's 6 seasons of this show. So there's just a lot to kind of remember.
Yeah, there was a ton. But
yeah,
I mean, I love their initial meet cute. I love it. It's just adorable. It really is.
It's like a classic like rom-com or romance novel of like how you meet how you think you're gonna meet, like when you're a kid and you're like, this is probably how I'm gonna meet my person.
Totally. I feel like their overall relationship is like pretty realistic. Like, of course, you know, the cutesy town of Virgin River and all that like may not be realistic, but like the scenarios in which they go through, I feel like are very real life kind of. I don't know if you agree with that.
I think their relationship drama of like the back and forth, the will they, won't they, like the baggage they both brought into the relationship, like that's very real.
What I mean. Yeah.
But I think because it's Hallmark-esque, this is something I wrote down. I was like, they literally have gone through every single hardship there could ever possibly be. They've gone through it.
I guess so, yeah.
House fire, regular fire, being stabbed or shot, or a near-death experience, loss of pregnancy, a pregnancy from somebody else, a pregnancy with your dead husband, like all the things.
I guess
just
so.
Wow.
It is a lot.
Like, I remember when Jack's house burnt down, I was just telling my sister this the other day. I was like, they just like had that happen and was just like the next day he's like completely fine. Nobody was like, hey, how are you doing? You just lost everything. Yeah. It was just like, so my house burned down
his
last
like
night.
Bros there after that or something? Or maybe I'm thinking about something else, but I feel like some of his bros were there.
I don't remember.
Nonetheless,
they have their relationship. I also felt was realistic, aside from the circumstances brought on by the show. Yeah,
I think how they handled it is really like the more realistic part is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But like, obviously it's not all rainbows and sunshine, but they worked through everything.
They did,
even though obviously there were so many tough things. Like, what's her name? Chartreuse.
We lovingly call Charmaine Chartreuse.
You guys, I accidentally have called her Champagne.
Wait, Champagne was the longest running nickname for her.
And then I started calling her Chartreuse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no hate, no shade to her real person. Like, that's just what I accidentally called her.
But her character was not one that was designed for us to like love.
Yeah.
So it was an easy.
So I might refer to her as Chartreuse or Champagne. I mean, Champagne.
Champagne. You never know.
You guys, I'm sorry. It's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, through her pregnancy with the twins and Jack having to like kind of take a step back from being in a relationship or a serious relationship with Mel because of that.
Even
which I thought was like respectful.
Yeah, I wrote that down too. I was like, I think that he always remained interested in Mel and like always communicated that, because he was never like, oh, Charmaine, like I want to be with you.
Right.
Like he was like, I'm going to be there for you.
Yes.
And I'm going to be involved, but this is not going to go anywhere.
Yes. Yes.
So I think at some point when he finally decided that, he was just like making it known to Mel.
Yes.
But I think if we take it back to the very beginning, something that I thought was so sweet, I remember first watching it, like, I think it was like I think I watched while I had COVID or something. So it was 2020.
Yeah.
Season 1. And when Mel first comes into town and like is staying, and she walks into the cabin and it's like a literal disaster.
Yes.
And then like Jack fixes it up for her.
Up.
I'm like,
oh my god.
Okay, that's so cute. And at that point, I'm like, sure, maybe he developed like a tiny crush, or like, oh, she's pretty, like I'm willing to do this. But I think it just showed more about his general character.
Yes, his character for sure.
Yeah, which is obviously a great quality.
And we just, first of all, let's just let it be known that we love Martin Henderson, who plays
we
Jack.
are obsessed with Martin.
We loved him from Grey's Anatomy, and when he was in this show, like we just knew we were gonna love it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's chef's kiss.
Yep.
But he's so sweet and like protective, and just like he would do absolutely anything for Mel.
Yeah.
But really for anyone.
Well,
like,
that's what I said. Both him and Mel, I feel like they're similar in that way, that they're both caregivers. Like obviously she's an actual like medical professional.
Yeah,
but,
she's a caregiver for others.
Right. But like they're both just like in the community of Virgin River, they're constantly like, even when it comes to like the final season, spoiler alert, at their wedding, it's like, okay, she's willing to walk away from whatever her personal wedding event is that time to go leave and help somebody with something that, like,
what was it, a car accident, or I don't know,
a car accident, or like a girl who's like pregnant and having troubles. Like she's like, okay, I'll be right back. Like she's just, her character's willing to walk away from her like self all the time. So I also thought that they're both, that's what I think, their love from the beginning was so sweet because of that. Like they're kindred spirits in that way. Yeah. Even though, and I think talking about their relationship being realistic, I think it's because they're both mature adults. They never really come out and say their age, but they're definitely like late 30s, early 40s. And so it's like they're operating in a more mature way. Yes. But that also means you're bringing more baggage just because you're bringing more life experience. So I think it just makes it a little bit more convoluted, but because of that, I felt like it was a slow burn. Through season 1, which made it like, ooh. It
was tough, but I think that slow burn was so necessary, especially Mel was coming off of the loss of her husband. Right. Her husband died, loss of a child. So I think the no pressure attitude from Jack to like really get into, or like just jump into it, you know. Right. I think that was really great. Right. And also he is a Bronco, so like that's all I need.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. I do think, let's see what else I have here for them. I think the fact that Jack is just like so handy and can like fix anything, or make anything, or build whatever. I'm like, what can't he do? Like truly,
we haven't seen anything that he can't do.
He does it all. Yeah, his military expertise, you know, brings so many qualities to the table. Yeah, and skills and all that. But like, he can cook. He's a bartender. He's a business owner. He's no notes. No notes.
No like, notes for Jack.
Good writing for Jack.
Mr. Sheridan. Character. Yeah.
And honestly, if I'm gonna be so bold to say, I love Mel. I do really like her character. Yeah. But Jack is the star of that.
Jack
couple.
Is. Like, he is 100%.
Like, yeah. Honestly, if they were to recast the show, this is a hot take. Which, if you heard our intro, we said there might be some hot takes. Yeah. If they were to recast the show, and they put someone else in the role of Mel, I'd be like, All right.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like, I would. I like her character. Like, I like whoever. I forget her.
Alexandra. Or is her real name?
Yeah, her real name.
Yeah.
Like, I like her. It's not that I don't like her.
No, she's great.
But, like, thinking about somebody else being Jack,
I know somebody.
I can't. Well, yes, I do too. But knowing Jack is Jack,
yes,
I would be so sad.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Like if they took him away.
Yeah, but anyways, he's just always so supportive. Whatever life throws at them, he's just patient and he's loving and he's her protector.
Mm-hmm. He's like, just so understanding of everything, and it's just like, it's so precious.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, and as far as their on-screen romantic chemistry, I'm giving that a 5 stars.
Oh, 100%. Like, I thought you were going to say something else. And I'm like,
no.
what? No way. They're great together.
It's very steamy.
Yes.
A little, okay, I will say, like, it does make, because everything works out for them all the time, it makes it a little unattainable. Like, it feels impossible for anyone to ever experience that. But that's a lot of romance.
Right.
Rom-coms or whatever. But I do think that they had great chemistry. They do have great chemistry. The show's not over.
Yeah.
And you're just always rooting for them.
Yes.
Like, even when Jack had his little, like, drinking problem, like, you know, that's the other thing I was going to say is, like, I think it showed realistic couple drama when he was going through that.
Right.
And he wasn't communicating. Yeah. So he was medicating and pushing that down with alcohol and whatever, and
just Mel, like didn't want to talk about it.
He didn't, and Mel had to, like, eventually when she kind of like realized the issue of it all, she had to like make hard decisions and be like, I love you, but like I have to think of like my own well-being first. Like, I'm not about to be in this like combative relationship situation with an addict, you know, who's not willing to put in the work to like be better. So she had to set boundaries.
Yep.
And I think that was just a great little life lesson.
Yes, I agree.
Them to include,
and you know, it wasn't like she just threw in the towel and called it quits. It was like they were going to work through it, but it was going to be like basically me or the alcohol kind of thing.
Right. Yep.
And we're either going to do it together or not. Mm-hmm. Overall, obviously, non-toxic.
Yes.
Not
definitely non-toxic.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
No notes.
They're so fun to watch. It's just one of those that I wonder how long they can keep going with it. And I don't know if they said that the next season 7 is going to be the final season.
They did say that, or you don't know?
I don't know if they have, but it's getting to that point where it's like, what else can go wrong? What else can, like, I will say, just like this isn't about romance, but the show itself, if you've seen it, I did appreciate the storyline change up in season 6. Like,
yes,
there was a few different moving parts. It wasn't just like the Chartreuse situation lasted. The Charmaine situation lasted, like, she was pregnant for 5 years. I mean,
no, genuinely, she was.
Like, I'm like,
and I think they actually joked about that, like, in real life. They joked about how long she was pregnant.
And it's like it took her forever to look pregnant.
Yeah.
So they were like dragging these same storylines and stretching them out, even with Brady and all that. It's just like, okay, let's have something different. And I felt like they gave us that. So it made me excited to keep watching it, but I just don't know how long.
Yeah. I mean, at least the one more season they'll have room for, but
I think they'll be able to wrap things up nicely, and if they choose to make season 7 the last season.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yep.
We will see.
All right.
Who do we have next?
We have Doc and Hope.
Doc and Hope. My goodness. I don't have much on them.
I don't know who's, and I should have looked this up before, but what is the actor's name who plays Doc? Do you know?
I don't remember.
But I just love him. Obviously, if you've watched Heart of Dixie.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure we'll talk about the romances on Heart of Dixie at some point. But he's like, plays obviously a very similar character. Like, he's basically the same.
Yes.
But I think he presents himself as, like, such a warm, loving, like, you just want Doc to be that, like, role in your life. Like, he is for Mel and for whatever her name is in Heart of Dixie. But, like, I remember being so confused by Doc and Hope in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because they were very toxic. They obviously had like beef from like,
and they weren't even
history.
together.
No, they weren't. But then wasn't it like this secret romance? Like, oh, we actually are together and we're divorced, or we're
I think they were like trying to, once they like got back together, I think they were trying to keep it from everyone, but I don't know about like a secret.
I don't remember. Or they had history or something from like when they were younger. Were they together? I don't remember.
Well, they were married before, right?
Yeah,
and then they weren't.
See what I mean?
Or maybe they were yeah, I guess I am like, confused too.
I think it was just kind of like this, what happened with them, but then like obviously since they've been continuously together, because there was a moment when they were like weren't, and he was like with Muriel,
right? Yeah, that was like a blip of time,
right? But once they started, like they got married, and hey, we're together, and everybody knows about it. Like,
yeah,
it's sweet. I mean, they're obviously like Hope is very messy. She's a meddler.
Oh my, she is. She has her nose in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Her nose, her hands, everything. She
like
is. Yeah, I think they're both like incredibly stubborn people.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I think Doc controls his a little more than Hope, and their relationship is sweet.
It is. You can tell there's a genuine love there.
Yes,
and they both have like big hearts for people and the things that they do and their community and and all that. So I love them together.
Yeah, and I do think Hope, like, kind of as the series progresses, she has softened quite a bit.
She has.
Although she still
did suffer a TBI, so
she did suffer a TBI, guys.
Yeah, TBI. Yeah. Why couldn't they just say like a head injury, brain injury? Like,
I know, just say traumatic brain injury.
TBI.
They said it so many times.
I've never heard it that many times.
Yeah, I know.
But so maybe like that kind of like when she had her near-death experience.
Her near-death, yeah. And with Doc and his situation and all the things. So I think she has softened.
Her friend, that really
Lily. Oh, sad day. But she hasn't stopped putting herself in everybody's business problems. She creates a lot of problems by not staying out of it.
Oh yeah. If you haven't watched season 6, you'll find out why.
Yeah.
They just have that old school love story kind
of
vibe. Do. As far as like their on-screen chemistry for romance, I would say you can see that like they love each other. Yeah. And they're lovey-dovey, but like, and also they're older.
They're older.
It's not like Mel and Jack where they're giving us like these steamy scenes.
And we probably would be weirded out by that. So
yeah, but
no problems there.
Say, like, but even above that, I feel like their on-screen chemistry is kind of like meh.
Meh.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what I think.
I agree, and I do think that it, at the beginning at least, it was very toxic.
Oh yeah, they had so much like anger, and that was what was driving their their stubbornness, and both of them for different reasons. But
I wouldn't call it toxic.
No,
now.
I think they know each other enough and are willing to call each other out on their crap. Like when Hope does meddle, Doc's like, what are you doing? You can't do that. You need to go back and fix that.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Right.
And really, their intentions are always good. It's not ever malicious.
No,
it's just
never.
like, I don't want to see my people that I love hurting, so I'm going to try to step in and like...
Yeah, and I'm going to try and fix it or get ahead of it, even though it always turns out messy.
So they're not toxic.
No.
Now, but yeah. Who's next?
Our next couple is Bree and Brady. Ooh. Which... I am such a Bree stan. I love her.
That's because she's an attorney.
I know, but I do. I've
always loved her.
I love her character. I love her and Jack's relationship as brother and sister. Like, I love her relationship with Mel. Like, I love that she was never like a jealous sister. Right. Of, like, you know, sometimes that happens.
Right.
But anyway, her and Brady,
hot. That's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you see the show or you've seen it, Brady was not my favorite person at first.
Like, you mean like physically? Like you weren't like attracted to him, or you're
like, his character. His character. He's a criminal.
Oh, okay. Yes, he was, but
Okay, well, I'm just talking about at first that he was not my favorite person, and I didn't want him to be with Bree because I'm like,
it was very messy.
It's very messy. Like, I don't want you to bring Bree into that, especially because Jack doesn't really like you at the moment,
right?
And that's his sister, so
and it kind of had to be like hush hush too.
Yeah, so that's why he wasn't. But I feel like he battled so hard to make it where he is now.
Oh yeah.
And I love him. I love him now.
I love him. I think he was like, once he served his time.
Yes.
And then eventually, like, obviously he served time for a crime that he didn't commit.
Yes.
I think he was really just kind of like, okay, I gotta do better. But then he kind of found himself wrong place, wrong time. And in this sticky situation where he was like trying to do the right thing, but then it ended up not being the right thing. And then Bree's just there along for this whole situation, and she's only knows bits and pieces, so she's trying to be supportive, and it just got messy.
Yes.
So I think that, like, I don't know, I think there was a lot of dishonesty, or if you want to phrase it, like, lying by omission among them both times they've been together. Just like,
and I think
not great.
I think Brady like was trying to really clean up the mess that he was making.
He was, and I will say Bree didn't really give him room to do that.
Yeah, but it was also because like she didn't really know like the severity of what was going on,
and she was battling her own demons.
She was her own like traumas and stuff. So
they're definitely not like good role models. I wouldn't be like, look at them. Like that's what you should strive to have. Like they're messy. They're just acting. A lot of times they act purely on their physical attraction, and they're just like lust over love kind of a situation. But now I think they truly do love each other.
I think so too.
And it's one of those like they're meant to be. Like they just can't not be with each other.
Yeah.
And so I hope that that's what we see next season.
I know.
It's hard.
So I agree with that. I agree. Okay, good. I agree that I think because it leaves off with we don't know what's really going to happen with
Bree's
her.
Kind of a hot mess at the moment.
Yeah, she's got to make a decision between two people, and I do hope that she picks Brady. I do. Yeah. Originally, I was like,
you can't help but root for them. It's like even the times that like they're both dating other people. Yeah. Anyways, for me, like I wanted them to be together, even though I'm like, you're literally cheating. But like. That's where I'm saying, like, they're definitely toxic at some points. Yeah. But I'm hoping that they'll be, like, non-toxic eventually.
I think they will. I really do. Because, like I said, Brady has come such a long way. And, like...
He has. He's such a sweetheart.
He really is. I don't see him, like, going back to that or anything. Like, he's made some huge strides. So I really think that it can work out. And I hope it does. I hope that's what we see.
I do, too.
But...
and their chemistry on screen,
so good,
amazing,
so good.
Yeah, like if you told me, oh, they're dating in real life, I'd be like, I
totally
could see that, for sure.
Yeah,
but that brings us to Bree and Mike. Did they get together? They got together season 5 towards the end.
I think so, or middle to end.
Whenever he got something involved with like Brady's situation.
Yes,
and I think. Okay, they're also hot. Like, Mike's a good-looking dude.
Totally.
And they have good chemistry. I wouldn't say it's quite where Bree and Brady are.
Yeah.
And I think that's on purpose. Like, they want us to root for Brady, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think, like, Bree and Mike are kind of a little safe.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I think all around, like, Mike is a great guy.
Great guy.
He's a great guy. He's so sweet.
Oh yeah,
he's not messy. He's not. I think
he's
a great
guy. Him because Bree is all those things. That's like she doesn't know what she wants.
Yeah, and I think Mike knows that Bree is a total catch, and like
he's willing to
not settle
or like settle for the decisions that he knows she's making, and he's willing to sweep that under the rug.
He's like, look, I'm gonna jump on this while I can. With the end there, he's like, I don't care what you did, I already know about it, even though you haven't told me.
Let's get married.
Yeah
I think that part is relatable Because I think some people operate like that. They're like, they're just so desperate to like be with somebody or take their relationship that they're already in to the next level. And so they're just willing to sweep things under the rug that maybe they should come to terms with and actually like not do that. But yeah, I think it's just not going to work out. But Bree really messed like
she's honestly
not treating him right. I feel really bad for Mike.
I feel bad for Mike, and I do feel a little bit bad for Bree, only because like I know some like this is a reality for some people where they like have to make a decision between two people, and they don't really want to hurt either of them.
Right.
We saw that with Schmidt and New Girl.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you got to make a choice.
You got to make a choice.
And you always have a choice.
You do. You always have a choice. I didn't have a choice.
You always have
you always a choice. Do. Yeah, I mean, she made a mistake, obviously. But I don't know. I think she's so scared to hurt Mike. Oh, yeah. And Brady.
And these are also both like good friends of Jack, like the preacher. Like it's a small town. She knows she's still going to see either one of these guys like on the reg.
Yep.
So it's a tough decision, but it's one you got to make when you enter into a situation like that. So.
Yeah. Would you call their relationship toxic?
I said non-toxic.
Me too.
I think it just is like, no, there's nothing toxic about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just one of those like Bree made some like bad choices.
Yeah.
They got to fix it or ditch it.
Yeah.
Fix it or ditch it.
Fix it or ditch it. So I mean, we both hope that she ultimately picks Brady.
And I hope Mike meets somebody great.
Yeah, maybe somebody else will come into the picture next season. If that's how it goes.
Right.
Who knows?
You never know. Muriel might be open for business.
Oh, Muriel. No, she's with that guy. She's partly dating that guy.
That brings us to Muriel, though.
Oh, I thought, okay.
And Cam.
I didn't know we were talking about them. I missed that I'm so sorry. But okay. It's okay. I don't need my notes for that.
No, guys, Muriel and Cam.
Oh, my word.
My. I mean, ew. Kind of. Like, they were weird. Boring. First of all, their on-screen chemistry was not that. It felt so forced.
Yes.
And I'm going to say this. It's not giving what they thought it was going to give.
Yeah.
This, like, sexy, hot cougar with a young doctor. Like,
it
just wasn't that.
No, it really wasn't. It just was so odd.
And I'm sorry.
Weird and awkward.
I felt this way about watching the Golden Bachelor franchise, but, like, watching old lips kiss.
Oh, my God.
It's a little grody.
It's weird.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't.
You should.
You should absolutely 100% go after it. But it's just, I don't know. And also, I was never a huge fan of Cam. I don't think he's that attractive. Sorry, Cam, if you're whoever you are in real life. No, it's not like you're an uggo.
No,
you're not unfortunate.
No.
But when you're standing next to a group of guys like Brady, Mike, Jack, you just don't hold a can. Sorry, my guy. I said toxic.
I think so. I mean,
okay, and I guess is that too dramatic?
Well, I don't know if it was really toxic, but I don't think toxic is right.
I guess I take that back. I just didn't like it so much where it felt like ew, gross.
It was ew, and it was gross. Toxic though, I don't think.
No, and honestly, they needed to end it. Like if he was still in any way, shape, or form wanting to like have kids.
Yeah, that was not going to be even remotely possible.
And that's another realistic relationship issue. I don't know why people enter into relationships, even a casual dating thing.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where maybe like our faith kind of, our Christian relationship with God influences us to think about those types of things. Like we want, and not just like people of faith, but we want those things. So I'm not going to be dating without the intention of marriage. Not that like every person I would go on a date with, I'm like, oh, they're probably my husband. But like on the flip side of that, if I see qualities that are red flags or like, oh, that person I know up front doesn't want kids, I'm not even going to waste my breath or have
I'm not going to wait for them to change their mind because they may or may not. Like That's just not realistic to think that way.
Right. So I don't even know why.
Yeah, I don't know why people do that.
It's so hard because you know, like there's a.
I mean, and
risk of falling in love,
and it's not like he was picking someone his age.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you
went into it knowing that it's not even remotely possible for her to have children.
Yeah,
we don't know how old she is, but she's certainly past the point of having children.
Over 70
in the show.
I'm sure.
You think? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
because Doc, they're
definitely in their 70s, young 70s, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, past the point of having
a good like 30 years age difference.
30.
But, yeah, just kind of boring. I wasn't really feeling it, but
yeah, I'm glad it ended as quickly as it did because, yeah.
So, who's next?
Chartreuse.
Okay.
But I feel like we don't have to like
talk about her a little bit.
We don't really need to talk about her that much.
No, I literally just said bye. Hated her and Jack together.
Yeah,
like, I hated that.
She was super toxic.
It was definitely a moment of weakness for Jack.
Yeah, definitely.
Clearly, they're not compatible.
No,
they were just there for the Tinder booty call situation.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, her pregnancy was not his.
Right.
But I will say this kind of goes back to Jack and his character is how he treats
Chartreuse.
I was trying to say it right and I had to stop myself. Okay. Charmaine, the way he treats her currently is very sweet. Like he's still protective of her, obviously because of the Calvin situation, but I think like he has set the boundaries. She knows that's not realistic. She knows
her a minute.
It did. It really did.
Oh my gosh!
But I can appreciate Jack not just like being a jerk.
Oh yeah, because she was, and I think her character arc. What do you guys say? Character.
I don't know.
That's one of those things I like say different ways every time, and
I only ever read it. I never say it.
The character arc. I do say it, but I think I say it both ways in case I'm wrong, and I can be like, "Oh yeah, I normally say it."
Yeah,
I normally
how
say
do you
it.
Say it? You're like, how do you say it? Oh, I say character arc. Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I always do. No, I think the way that her character developed softened as well. I think when she kind of came to terms with the fact that she lied.
Yeah.
And, like, that was a huge big deal.
Yeah, it
Jack
was.
could have easily written her off for good. And he didn't. And I think, even Mel has been so kind to her. They're just, like, so great. And I think she, started off being super self-absorbed and rude and nasty and vindictive and kind of horrible, and then she just kind of got like, she was just like annoyingly there or like around, and I'm like, you're still here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, like go back to Clearview Water, whatever you're from.
Yeah,
and at your hair,
Water,
Clearwater. No, it's not Clearwater.
Clear River.
Clear River. See, it's something clear. But go back to your hair salon. You don't even live here. Why are you in Jack's bar right now?
Yeah,
it's not
close.
Like, especially after we had already like found out the babies weren't Jack's. It's like, okay, why are you here?
Yeah, why are you trying to keep these ties? So she was just kind of
like annoying, but I think she just doesn't have friends. Like,
I know, it's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, and you'll have to see in season 6 to see what happens. I guess we don't.
Well, we don't know what happens,
but I think I know what happens. I won't say. But yeah, her and Jack were obviously toxic. They have no on-screen chemistry.
Yeah, there was not even.
There wasn't even like a. Oh, I mean, they are cute.
No. Not a thing.
All right, that brings us to the next couple.
Where did I get my notes from? Because it wasn't this.
I don't know. I got this straight from our note.
I was looking at it.
I got it from our note.
No, I know you got this from our note, but I don't know where I got this from because
maybe it came from the other list that I sent you of like the little summaries.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it. Okay, yeah. Anyway,
but I think the last person we're going to talk about is Preacher.
Preacher, yes. Okay.
This dude.
Preacher.
Dude.
I love Preacher so much. I love
Preacher, but like he's kind of like are you okay?
What do you mean?
I think Preacher, like, he's such a good guy that, like, he doesn't have, like his standards aren't quite. How can I explain this? It's not standards. It's just kind of like someone walks in, pays him some attention, and he's like, I will hide a body for you.
Okay.
Sorry for those headphone listeners.
Good Lord.
Do you know what I mean, though? A little bit.
I suppose. I mean,
like, he's so quick to, like, commit or, like, be serious.
Yeah.
Like, he went to lengths for Paige.
He did.
And I get that she's in danger, and he's, like, obviously
he's a protector.
He's a protector. He's been in the military, so he's even and weren't they, like, high up in the military or something, or, like, some, like,
I think so,
Green
but
Berets
I don't know.
or something like that.
Green Berets. I don't think that, but
Army Rangers. That's what they were. I think I could be wrong, but I get that there was, like, an instinct there for him to want to, like, help and save and protect.
Yeah.
And I think in the beginning, I did like him and Paige together.
I
kind of wanted him to run away with her.
Yeah. I wanted her. It wasn't him that was the issue for me. It was her that was the issue for me. Like,
no, for sure. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, are you okay, Preach? Because, like, why did you deserved, like, Paige didn't deserve Preacher.
Yeah, especially because she was, like, not willing to, like,
and I don't.
She wasn't willing to come around and, like, obviously she was scared. Her situation was scary, but, like, after she took care of that part and Preacher took care of the body, it's like you still are, like, not okay with.
That's what I mean by, like, not that she didn't deserve protection from a dude that was literally trying to kill her. Like, I don't mean that.
Yeah.
And obviously she was scared, and nobody knows what they're going to be like in that situation. But after all that, like you're saying, I'm like,
I wanted her
had to run away. Like,
I wanted her to let him be the protector.
Right.
Let him protect you. Let him be the man.
Go to the cops and explain everything in that moment.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't have to hide a body.
Exactly.
Like, that was just the frustrating, like, writing part for me that I was just frustrated by.
Yeah.
Because obviously her son, and I can't remember her son's
name.
Christopher. I think that whole piece of it all was like, he just, like, sacrificed so much of himself on behalf of them, only for them to be like, well, see ya.
Yeah, I thought that was horrible.
And, like, especially how it all came out with the trial in this last season. It's like, bro, you just gotta, like, be honest.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would have loved for her to just, like, give in to that. Obviously, she didn't for whatever reason. But overall, like, I loved how Preacher was with her. I didn't think it was like, oh, she just paid him some attention and he, like, totally threw himself on her.
I guess I'm explaining it wrong then. I just mean that, like, and maybe I'm really taking my frustration out onto Paige when it's really supposed to be directed towards Kaya, who we'll talk about next.
Oh.
But
yeah.
I want Preacher to have the world. Like, I want him to
find,
like,
the
his
best woman
that he can just, like, cook for, and they can just live this great life. And I thought they were so sweet together because she was the baker, he was the chef. Like, like, and I was rooting for them, and I really thought that they had great chemistry. Yeah. And I thought the added little bonus of Christopher being in the mix, like, it was so sweet.
He was so cute with Christopher.
Family.
Yes.
And so I guess I was just more so, like, sad to see that end, and sad to see him, like, just like, are you okay, buddy? Yeah. But I don't know. Okay, so maybe I'm crazy because I wrote down that they were toxic, but I don't know. It's just like,
I wrote
word.
that she was toxic on her part. Like, and
just was
again,
messy.
toxic maybe not.
That's what I'm like. Is that the right word for it? But if we're going off of toxic or not,
she was just acting out of toxic. She just was acting out of fear, pure fear. Like, and she just ran.
Yep.
And
fight or
there's
flight,
nothing.
She flew.
Yeah, she flew.
She flew. Which, again, I don't blame her because someone was literally chasing after her. But
yeah, but not anymore.
But then the brother or something, right? Or was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
It was messy, to say the least.
Yeah.
So once they were written out, Kaya entered the picture.
Kaya.
I don't like her.
I know you don't really like her.
I really don't.
I want to. I want to like her, but I also think that like she's super scared to like commit to Preacher, which she basically says, but I'm like, which is kind of weird because she was so there for him during the trial, like right by his side the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're afraid to like fully commit to him. All of a sudden you have this crazy fear of commitment.
Let's talk about their meet cute though. She was literally married still to a jerk when the fire was happening.
That's true.
And
the fire in the town. Yeah.
In like season 5, I'm just like, I just don't trust her.
Yeah,
she seems like, I want to like you. Like, she seems like the prime candidate for a situationship.
Yeah.
Where, this is what I mean about Preacher. He's more of like a relationship. I'm all in. I want to be there for you. I'm going to protect you. I'm willing to hide a body for you. Like,
yeah.
He's like that. And she's just kind of like, well, I just ended a marriage a year ago.
Yeah.
Or less than that, probably.
Right.
And again, it's like, fine. That's whatever if you don't know if you love him. But then just like, don't act like you do.
Yeah. I don't think they have much like real on-screen chemistry.
I don't either.
Like,
I think
I want to like her. I want her to not be shady. Like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to tell.
I don't think they don't look like a good couple.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a good match. I don't know. And something about her eyes really makes me feel like I don't trust her.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
She has really pretty eyes.
She's but isn't that like the whole, like, that's the reason, I think, because they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
They're, like, almost scary.
I can't look at them. They're so beautiful.
No, and that's how I feel about that one actor dude who was in, he was just in the Oppenheimer movie. What's his name?
The main guy?
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian
Murphy. However you say his name.
Cillian.
Somebody I just saw. Cillian.
That's so funny.
I usually say Cillian.
I think it's Cillian. I usually say
I always do, actually. No, but his eyes are like that. Like, they're obviously gorgeous crystal blue.
Yeah.
But it makes him look creepy.
Yeah.
But anyways, Kaya kind of just looks like she's wearing those creepy gray contacts that people wear for Halloween, and it scares me.
Yeah.
But
we're kind of left off on, like, we don't really know what's going to happen with them. So
there's several couples kind of like in that same boat.
Yeah. The only one that's not is Mel and Jack.
And Doc. Well, Doc and Hope had a little bump in the road. Not,
little tiff.
Not in their marriage, but just like, you know.
Yeah.
Hope sticking her nose where it doesn't belong.
Things. Yeah.
Okay, so before we end this episode, which couple do you think had the best meet cute on Virgin River?
Oh, the best meet cute? I feel like it has to be Mel and Jack.
I think so. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think I would agree to that.
I mean, who
just walking into the bar, she's sitting there. It's like, oh, someone as pretty as you doesn't, whatever you said to her. We don't get many visitors, especially not as beautiful as you. Ah, so cute.
So cute. Yeah, I think they had the best.
And she was just kind of like, I'm not buying this. Like, is that a pickup line? Like, she was just like there for her to like discover herself.
Yes.
And so I really liked their meet cute. And that might seem like a cop out, but the whole show is about them. So
yeah, I mean, right. We don't care if it's a cop out.
Yeah.
This is our podcast.
Yep. All right, let's end things with the star ratings.
Star rating. How are we doing this one? I guess just the
Well, I would say, okay, so we have Mel and Jack, where the season 6 left it off. We have Mel and Jack, Doc and Hope. Bree, we don't know.
Who she's
with. Muriel and Cam, they're both doing separate things. Chartreuse,
she might be dead.
I think she's dead, guys.
She might be dead.
She might be dead. Preacher is with Kaya. So I don't know. To give an average star rating for the current couples where they are at now, I gotta go like 3.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say like 3.5 because there's so many that we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
like we said, we're already like as individual couples. Mel and Jack, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Doc and Hope, I'll give them a 4. They
Yeah.
got some issues.
Yeah.
They got to work on communication.
For sure.
Bree and Brady, I don't know. Bree, we can't even rate.
We can't
We
rate
don't even know
it,
what she's doing with her
unfortunately.
life.
I want to rate
In
them, but
in that respect, I guess she gets a 1.
Oh.
1 star.
Okay.
Well, we just don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's kind of a mess. Preacher and Kaya, I just think it's a good old 2 star for me.
2 star. Yeah. I feel like she's going to end up running.
He's all in. She's on her way out the
Yeah.
door.
She's got 1 foot out.
Yeah. Okay. Overall, Virgin River, we've had 6 seasons.
Mhm.
Lots of romance
Yep.
on screen. What do we give the star rating for that? Overall,
I feel like it's got to be 4 or 5.
I think I would say like a 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Because it can't be perfect because there's some that don't
messy
hit.
still. Yeah.
But overall, I think again back to the little summary of explaining it like a Hallmark type stories, but just a little bit more steamy. Like, yeah, you're not like, okay, we always say this about Hallmark movies. It's like they finally go in for a kiss and then somebody walks through the door. And you
Graham
don't even
walks
get to see
through the door.
Yeah, you don't get to see any of them have a kiss until like the
very
credits
end.
are rolling.
Yeah.
But so we got a little bit more of the physical romance, like giving into that.
Yeah.
Of like the development of the relationship. So
yeah,
I would say 4.5.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Well, guys, that's Virgin River on screen.
That is Virgin River.
Lots of good stuff. If you haven't seen the show, again, what are you doing?
Hopefully you're not listening to this if you haven't seen it.
We'll have to put like a little disclaimer.
Yeah, spoiler alerts for sure.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix, all 6 seasons. Go watch it.
Let us know what you think about the couples.
Yeah. Is Kaya weirding you guys out? Let me know. Okay. Anyone else get me what I'm saying about Preacher?
And we want to know who you pick between Bree and Brady or Bree and Mike.
Yes, that's the most. Okay. If we could pin a comment.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know the most.
Yeah.
Bree and Brady, are you Team Brady or Team Mike?
Yeah.
And you better be Team Brady. That's all I'm saying. But I genuinely want to know.
Yeah, me too.
I genuinely want to know.
Me too.
So, anyways, guys, thanks for listening.
Signing off.
Stay tuned for the next Chasing Me Cutes episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.